Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. What a beautiful day it is, right? We get some time to sew this morning and we get to hang out for just a little bit. And then we'll continue the party today over at Donna's Stitchery. So let me slip into the chat really quick and welcome those that are here with us this beautiful Sunday morning. Good morning, Melissa. Good morning, Melanie. Good morning, Joyce. Let me see. Andrea, howdy, everyone. Paula, good morning. I'm just skimming the chat this morning. And Joyce, Mimi, Sewing Station. Good morning, sweethearts. Hey, Day, how far is Lansing from you? Good morning, Day, and thanks for coming. I know you had a late night last night. But what a fun time with all the family. It looks like they really enjoyed your beautiful quilts. You did fabulous. Good morning, June. Dragonflies for Donna. Becky Spencer. Good morning, everyone. Tony Altman. Denise, good morning from Massachusetts. Hey. About 1.5 hours. Maybe we can hook up sometime while I'm out that way and see who all wants to meet up with us and have lunch. That would be fun. So today we're back for another round of this beautiful pattern by Yoder. It is her freshly cut flowers, and I'm telling you right now, they're coming together so beautifully. And as you know, we've got the tops on the jars. We've got the jars made now. Today we're going to be working on the stem portion and then the beautiful flower next week. And then from there, we'll do the sashing. We'll start to build it out and we'll see what kind of a quilt we have. So the goal would be we'll wrap this up here in the next week or two. Not this week, not next week, but the following week we will be wrapping this one up. So it's going to be fun, and I want to thank you for joining me along for this journey. So let me slip into the pattern real quick and make sure that I do have these lined up correctly, because I have been known to sew backwards a little bit. Let me see. I want to make sure I do not miss anybody before I get busy. Sounds like a plan. Shelly, good morning, sweetheart. So, Tiny Talking Tina, I have a jar quilt to make, and I see you are adding the flowers. Right now, I'm to the point where I'm adding the stem. I have the jars made, and I believe there was 33. So now we're going to be working on making the stems. And I know you can't see it very well, so I will pull the camera up to you like this, so you'll be able to see what we're working on today. We're working on the stem portion. And then we'll add that to all three of these that I have pulled down, and we'll get to working from there. I have worked ahead just a little bit, as when you have many projects going at once, you do work ahead. So I have one set, and I'm working on the second set, and I want to make sure that I lay the pattern out so that I can see to make sure that I am doing this correctly. And I need to move the pattern out of the way of the camera. Okay, now we're ready to come down onto the table. If we're talking about me getting together for lunch, I think that would be a lot of fun. Yes, we are, Mimi. I'm going to be out that way in March, and I might do a little meetup if you want to meet up. That would be so fun. So you can do these one at a time, or you can just streamline. I did pin these in so that they are ready to go. And I'll pull back the pin there and just fold over. I am using the white on white, and it is very, very important that you do remember that you do need to make sure that the right side is facing down. You don't want to have some of them facing one way and some facing another. You will jack your quilt up, and then you will not be happy with the end results. Because once it's together, you'll be like, boy, I wish I'd have noticed that. So trust the process, take your time, and check each and every one. When I turned it, I broke my thread. Let me see. Amy, good morning. Mona, good morning, sweethearts. I am going to do a creator meetup on a Zoom to see if anybody wants to participate in what I was talking about the other day. The ones of you that like to sell and sew. So if you're interested, Mona, shoot me an email. I think it would be fun for you. And let me slide this around. Want to make sure these are lined up corner to corner so that they will nest very well. Going to be lurking. Time to get things done for today's dinner so I can get to play in the basement. You go ahead and lurk away. Lurky. So I do like to cut off all these strings, especially when I'm working with white, because when we quilt these, all of these threads will show, and you don't want that. So anytime I'm working with a white background on anything, I do make sure that I trim off as much of the strings as possible. If it's something I'm quilting, I will stop what I'm doing and trim them straight away. If it's something I'm sending to the long armor, I go over it with a fine-tooth comb. Let me see. Zaza's in the house. Good morning. I hope that you're feeling better, Zaza. Carrie's Quilts. Good morning. Good morning. Charlotte. Good morning, sweetheart. So let me slip these around. We've got those cut. And we're just trimming these little tidbits away. And remember, I said that we were going to be challenging ourselves so we don't get in the big hole of October with, oh my gosh, I've got 15, 20 projects, because that happened to me this year. Things I knew I needed to get done. And I fell behind. So this year, to make life just a little bit easier, I am definitely going to be choosing to do one project a month. And behind me, you will see my favorite block. Yes, my favorite block. So my first one out of the gate this year is, yes, it's in by Blues. And it is a star pattern, but it's meant to represent snow falling from the sky. And it's going to be just be beautiful. And I think everybody knows blue is just it. Donna's Craft College, good morning. Everyone, glad to catch you live. Good morning, and Quilt Facts in the house. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning. I'm glad you guys could come. Sheila's in the house. Good morning. Working on first cup of coffee. That first one tastes so good, doesn't it? It's like so refreshing and gets us all woke up and moving. Definitely the best part of the day, right? Let me sit this here. I was going to yell, Debbie! You know how they yell, Stella! But I can't do it as good as she does. Got a little bit of a cold going on. So it wouldn't come across as good as hers does. Deb, good morning, good morning. Happy tea day to the tea drinkers. Yes, I've got my tea with a little bit of honey in it and a couple splashes of lemon. And I tell you what, yes, the girl definitely needed. Definitely needed. So I do finger press these back just a little bit before I give the heat to them because I don't like them to warp. I'm having tea now. LOL, I'm opposite. I have the coffee and I want to sleep. I have a cup of coffee in the evening. Oh, that's so cool. So now we've got these just like this. And we're going to pull them down and we're going to begin the process of building. So we're going to turn these the opposite directions like this. And then we're going to add the toppers and the bottoms. Joe, can you please hand me my cart over there? I need to grab a couple more of these. I ran myself short. Up there on top, the big blue one. Yes, I need that one. I miscounted. Let me see. I want to make sure I'm getting the right size. I just need this one. Thank you, sweetheart. So we're going to start by just adding across the bottom. I want to make sure that I am laying these correctly. Like I said, I have been known to add them in wrong. And just sew these in. Good morning, June. Honey only works if it's unpasteurized. Absolutely. And Donnell was amazing and helped me out with that. Winter seems to be when I catch the colds the worst. And so she was a blessing and helped me out with that. And then you're just going to bring these across the bottom and do the same technique. I don't want to miss anybody, so let me look up. Good morning, Donna and Joe. Joyce, good morning, good morning. Man is talking to Lisa. Good morning, Lisa. I just saw you, sweetheart. Andre, I hope you feel better soon, sweetheart. I know it's been rough. Melanie, hi everyone. Had to do dishes. Ugh. The maid quit on me. I know that happens here quite often. Seems like that's all we do anymore. Dishes and laundry. I keep sneezing and it's the worst part so far. Oh no, baby. You need to take a high dose of vitamin D, Donna. It helps your immune. I tell you what, I'm already on it, believe it or not. And I can't imagine I would spend the winter hacking up a lung or something if I wasn't. No matter how much you try, it finds its way to you. And Joe's had this couple weeks now, and it just never wants to leave. It's definitely not the C word, but it's just that cruddy feeling you get, you know? So I shortcut myself, so I'm going to cut a few more and we'll fix the problem. I'm just doing a cheat cut here because I will square these down. So it'll give me 4 and I need 2 more. And don't do as I'm doing here. It's just, like I said, I'm cheating to get this cut in. Make sure I have these facing the right way. And I use my mat to help assist with that. Okay, Sylvia, good morning. I'm just trying to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Brenda, good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. Debbie and Dave, thank you so much for working the chat. Crossover, welcome, welcome. Joyce, let me see. I want to make sure I not miss anybody. Jonathan is such a sweetheart, is he not? Joe just loves his channel. Got some really good content over there. And in a minute, Joe will be dropping his channel for you. So if you're interested, please slip over. Jonathan's got a lot of good content over there. And if it's your cup of tea, sit back, relax, and see what he's got going on. I highly recommend that channel. Joe really enjoys it. And I'm saying this in all fun, Jonathan. It's a little spooky for me, but Joe enjoys your channel. I like to slip in and see what Joe's watching, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'll see you when you're done. 1,000 vitamin C every day. I almost never get a cold. Brenda, we'll have to check about adding that. My hubby is on his 2nd round of the crud. I think there are strains going around that is resilient to antibiotic. Lisa, lots of walking pneumonia going on too. I tell you what, this week, that's all I've got for this week. I'm wise enough to know the Lord ain't going to give you more than you can handle, but whew, these back-to-back colds and flus and everything else, it kind of gets to you. You just can't bounce back like we used to when we were younger. Good morning, Brenda. Good morning, Janet. Good morning, Heather. Thank you, guys. I so appreciate my moderators for helping out tonight. Well, this morning. I take vitamin C, D, and multivitamins. We do the multivitamins. I'm on high dose of D, but I need to maybe add in the C. I do a lot of zinc, do a lot of iron. Y'all need to lock your doors and don't let anybody in. Heck, our lock is going to come in the mail, you know? I'm just like, ooh. So now I have to look at the way I need to lay these out. And it's going to go just like this. That way the stem will go down the center. So pull these aside and do this side first. Brenda, I love you too, sweetheart. Oh, June, that's awful. I'm sorry. I hope she gets better soon. I missed something there. Yes, Joe, my 6-year-old granddaughter has walking pneumonia now after 3 months of being sick. Oh, God love you. We'll be praying. Zinc is supposed to help absorb the vitamin C. That's what I've been told. Word of the day. Heather, Heather, Heather. Let me see if I can get it. Perspiricious. Perpetuous. Perpetuous. Heather, did I get that right? It's perpetuous. And I appreciate you doing that for me. And if she yells close and no cigar, I'm going to start laughing. I never go anywhere in almost. Have got it from DoorDash drivers, pizza delivery. I get it. Not even close. Okay, I have to look at it again. Hold on. I have to find the word again. Perspiricious? Perspiricious? Joe's sitting here saying, nope, not even close. Best you're getting today. Zinc is supposed to. I read that. My chat. Let me see. I've already saw that. Not even close. Hattie Joyce. Perspicuous. Almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Joe says, well, you almost got it. Doesn't help with almost. We need to do this. Joe says, you got that dictionary in your pocket, Heather. Or you asking Alexa. My daughter and I took, Incancedia when we got cold allergy symptoms. Now being keto, I seldom get sick. I think a lot of it is the food we eat. But Joe and I are going more natural and cutting out a lot of the processed foods. So hopefully that will also help keep us healthier. Goals, right? Probably more germs on the packaging, on that delivery guy's hands, because people don't. Yes, that would be. I don't have an Alexa. I know, honey. I'm just teasing you. Definitely teasing you. Teasing. And no, I did not square these down. And I picked that piece up and started to sew it in right backwards, just like that today. If Nancy was here, she would have noticed that straight away and said, hey, fix that, young lady. So I needed to flip it over and line it up. I'll tell you what, these are going to come together so beautifully. And then now, before we add these to the top, they will end up being squared down. I like to make sure that they're really, really flat. And if something just a little bit off, we'll go ahead and trim up. But that center there, probably, yeah, I saw that. The delivery driver germs, that would be, I know during the pandemic, we never left anybody bring us food. Joe was the one, he would go out and do the pickups. I need to see 4.5 Oh, I can't give the measurements, so I need to just have Joe come up on the top while I trim this. Excuse me, guys. So you're not supposed to share the measurements, so that's why I asked him to please remove that from the table for just a second. Kathy, good morning, good morning. Sorry for being late, girl. You sound terrible. This is a good day. The sun is up. The cold might kill all the bugs outside that everybody's passing around. I've dubbed this the internet crud. Anybody that comes on the internet, you're going to get the crud. And it's just a cold. But we'll get through this. Okay, so I have that measured down. Joe can come back down to the table. So as you can see how cute these are going to start coming together, all I have to do is lay them like this and just flip it over. Let me slip into the chat. Brenda, my daughter and I, okay, I saw that about the keto. The keto is the way to go. I've heard a lot about it. It's not just a diet. It's cutting all that processed stuff out. Probably more germs, saw that. Don't have an Alexa. Don't forget to smooth that smush. Thank you. Yes. If you guys would, please hit the thumbs up. It helps us. And it lets me know that you like this kind of project, too, because I do answer all of the comments. And if you've got anything, please say. Let me know. I love your blue star. I'm telling you, this blue star, anybody that knows me knows blue is my favorite color. And the Spangled Star is by far one of my favorite blocks. So I chose to do this one right out of the gate for 2025's Christmas project. And the blocks are coming together so stinking nice. I'm working on it little bits every day, and I'll bring you along when it's time to build it. But I can't see bringing you along for watching each step. And it's just a matter of, I've built the big star, and then I've built one little, and I'm going to design this quilt on my own. I have the pattern from the block builder card decks that I'm utilizing, and different ways that you lay out your blocks after you build them is going to give you the design of choice. And I'm working on ideas for different layouts, and I'm using my iPad for that. So once I get it on the design wall, I'll be able to see how I want to lay that one out. But my goal is to finish up all of the projects that I start in the month, finish them in the month, unless it is a box of the month that I have actively going on. So this way you're seeing my projects from beginning to end all year long. So that's the goal. I am still working on the eagle, and I'm taking that one very slow. And I'll be working on the eagle again tomorrow night on the channel, and sewing together whatever blocks I have completed with the fabric too. I'll work on getting those built out and get to sit and chat with you guys. My oldest son lost 100 pounds on keto. Wow. Paid the rent on the way in. Thank you, Joyce. It's cutting out the processed foods, ready meals, etc. Cooking from scratch is much healthier. Processed foods are full of chemicals. Absolutely. That's what my doctor told me when I was in the hospital. We needed to cut out as much of the pre-processed foods as possible, because all you're doing is putting nasty toxins and chemicals into your body. And when you're recovering and healing and things, the more natural, the better. So we went back to like the oatmeals, and we do the breakfast sandwiches, and we've switched from buying our meat at the markets to buying from a butcher, grass-fed, grain-fed. And I make all of our bread here at home, so there's no preservatives or additives to that. And I'm even learning how to make different kinds of noodles and things like that. So we've really cut out a lot, and we've still got some work to do. Rome wasn't built in a day. Every once in a while, we get that hankering for that burger at a takeout joint or chicken from my Roy Rogers. Good morning, Lana. So let me see. That block went so fast. Let me see here. Let me go ahead and build the stem on the flower, and because we've got time, so why not go ahead and see if I can go ahead and do the flower today with you, right? And then next week, it'll just move us up a little bit. So I've got 9 flowers to build. I do not believe we'll get 9 built today, but I'll be able to set these aside, and we can start sewing and see what we come up with. What is the processed food? Wait a minute. What is processed food and what is healthier food? Processed food has a lot of like your bolognas, lunch meats, hot dogs. Joe's over here just naming them for me. Stuff like that. Yeah. Go with natural butter instead of the margarines, because you don't have the chemicals in those that you do. Anything that comes in a box is this way. Yes, that would be one way of explaining it. Okay, what is better than lunch meat? Joe said you could buy yourself a ham and make ham. You can make ham salad out of it. You can buy a turkey breast and cook it off. You don't want to buy those canned potted meats and stuff like that. Just try going more natural. And that should help. Hey, Mama Debbie, Joyce, Donna. Hey, honey, I thought you overslept. Ready meals, ready-made sauces like pasta. Yep. If it comes in the freezer section at the market, you don't want to buy it. Easiest way to explain it: make your meatballs yourself from home. Don't get the processed ones. Donna, you said something about sew and sell Zoom What are you talking about? And please email me. Anybody that is a content creator, I will be bringing them on to let them have the opportunity. We're going to do a gathering and let them do a big pre-Christmas sale in October. We're going to have a few little meetings about it and how it would entail, and I'll do thumbnails, and all of our channels will push it out, and we're going to have a live sale, and each person that makes, we're going to sell their favorite things, whatever they enjoy selling and making. And I think it's a perfect way. I would rather support another creator than the big box stores. If it's something they make that I want, that's the way I'm going to shop this year for Christmas. And I know we just wrapped up, but it gives everybody ample time. They can start making whatever they would like. Donna, are you sure you're not a Southern girl? Hello, I did oversleep. I figured you did. You sleepyhead. You must have been doing something, running marathon last night. So as we build this, we've got the tops on, and all you're going to do is gently pull this along just like this and slide your third stem on. And this pattern, like any other pattern, is so much easier to do when you come to the table and you'll have everything cut and ready to sew. So you just fold it over. This is one you fold your seams, one this way, one that way. You don't want to open your seams. Then you're going to sew your bottom corners on. And you're just going to snowball the corner on each side, and that's going to make it look like the flower. I've been watching a lot of these farm-to-table channels on the YouTube, and Ruth Ann Zimmerman. It's called Homesteading with the Zimmermans. There's Acre Homestead. Those are my two. And then I just came across the one, True Grits Homestead. They're based out of North Carolina. They talk about growing, even in the smallest location that you have, you can grow stuff. Just like if you're buying apples from the store, trust me, they're dipped in wax. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. Is mayo processed food, what is better than mayonnaise? Making it at home. Yep, making it at home. We were up till 3 watching comedy shows. I figure you're up to no good. Yes, absolutely. Make your own. So now we've got the flower made. We're going to be adding it to the stem. And this quilt, honestly, comes together so quickly. Now you can feel the way that this lays so flat. And I will starch this before I hang it. Little sis, no falling asleep on your special live today. Exactly. I make homemade mayonnaise with butter. My mother and father owned a restaurant. Mom always made homemade mayonnaise. Absolutely. Absolutely. And if I could get my hands on unpasteurized milk, I would be trying to make my own butter. Joe's sitting here going, no, 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 no. Yeah, I think it would be so much fun. Super easy to make mayonnaise, yes. Can't take the Southern out of the girl, most definitely. Buy fruits and vegetables straight from the farm if you can't grow them. Absolutely. And honestly, let's think about being gross here for a second. We all go to supermarket. We all pick up that grapefruit, or we pick up the cucumber, or we pick up the tomato. Look at it, lay it back down. Am I correct? Yeah, we are. Then you get it home. I know I throw mine into the sink and we wash them off. Even though we're going to peel them, that's what you do, right? Yes. So, some people bring them straight home, throw them straight in the refrigerator. Now, think about how many people have picked up that. Some people don't even wash them off before they eat them. So, every hand that's touched that is going into your body. What, Joe? He says I'm making him sick to his stomach, but it's true. We as women know to clean it up. Wash it off or whatever. But think about that. So the next time you go to store, bring it home and wash it off. Because a lot of sickness, people, you've seen them in the stores. Just be super diligent right now. Crazy world we're living in. And right now we are just building the flower for the top of these. Since I'm moving ahead because I had time, next week I'll be showing you how I'm doing the sashings and getting ready to build out this beautiful quilt. And I don't think that's bad for just like 2-week process of this. But that'll be only if I get time to get everything else done. Wash everything before it goes in the fridge. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because you just don't know. It could have been the stalker that had the cold or the flu. You don't know. You've got a very good point. My OCD, we, no matter who you are, you try to be extra cautious. And Joe's like, oh my Lord. Butter is super easy to make. It just takes time to make, shaking it in a jar. Absolutely. And then all you do is run it under cold water to wash out the milk, and bam, you got good, wholesome butter. And then you can add salt if you want it salted. I really want to. Melissa, is it really illegal there? Yeah, I want to talk to our butcher about buying just a gallon every once in a while straight from her. Because I want to make butter. I really want to. Just one time. Every piece in the produce aisle needs to be washed. You have no idea what goes on it before it reaches the store. Absolutely. That is so true. And I've seen mamas in the store. Here, give them a couple grapes or give them go ahead and eat that apple while you're walking around the store to keep the kids quiet. You make it look so easy. It looked at trying to make one of these quilts and it looks so difficult, but it looks easy to make. This is one of the easiest quilts, and Corey's patterns are so easy to make. And they're just a really good pattern. The way she writes them, absolutely. What was the show you watched, Homestead? Honestly, you need to watch Homesteading with the Zimmermans. Ruth Ann Zimmerman is a wealth of knowledge. She brings you into her home, into her life, and you get to see a day in the life of them. Then you have Acre Homestead. Becky is amazing over there. I would love to bring one or two of them on the channel in the world we're living in today and have them join us for a sit-in chat. I think it would be amazing. Then you have Megan over at True Grit Homestead, her and Andy. I watch them every night. They are amazing and a wealth of knowledge. And you don't need great big acres and acres to grow. No one's saying go grow everything. I'm just saying There's the fruit stands along the highway. There's farms around you that probably sell. I never thought about that to Carrie. Hold on, let me go back to Carrie's idea. I used to whip on my stand mixer. Yeah, that's the way it was shown by one of the other creators that I watch, and you just let it beat itself. And it beats the it separates the milk from the butter, and it gives you the buttermilk, and then you just wrench it. I think it would be so much fun to do. Worst thing you can eat in a diet, worst thing you can eat is diet or fat-free foods. They are packed with chemicals. We need some fat in our diets for it to be healthy and balanced. Absolutely. Absolutely. Brenda, butter can be made with pasteurized cream. Really? That's what I do. And I keep away from it for cooking. Yeah, and I've been watching a lot of this since we've been using the butcher. And they just show so much. Like when you order a whole beef or a cow or whatever the case may be, you can make your own bone broth and have stock, and it's so good. She shook it all day in school and made homemade butter. That's cool. I took my little sister to Denny's when she was about 12, 13. I told her that if she shook the little creamer cups that it left on the table for your coffee, it would turn to butter. She took it. Oh, that's so cool. Leanne, the Mennonite Farmhouse is great too. She quilts too and is off. Yes, Leanne, but she's not like the ones that I'm talking about. There's a big difference. I love Leanne's stuff as well, but I'm just talking about these that actively go out and talk about their farm and actively go out. Leanne shows tidbits of how to make things in like 15-minute videos. These are hour-long videos, and not downing Leanne. I love her videos. She's one of my friends. But she doesn't take you out to the farm to show you the proper way to plant and the proper way to nourish your vegetables. Her husband does all that. Put it in a canning jar, cover it, sit across from the table, and Joan rolled back and forth. In a few minutes, it's butter. You too funny. Heather D. I was the best oldest sister, LOL. I bet you were. So let me slide this over here, and I'll lay these out and get these pressed up nice and tidy. And then I'll get them hung up on the wall. But I do like to really heavily starch. I starch all of my fabric before, and then I also starch it after. And it just makes for an easier way for me to piece my projects together. And my quilter, if I send things out, they really like the way that it lays really nice and flat, and it makes it easier for them to quilt as well. I've got this one for there. Let me see. LOL, I can't shake my butter. I have quilts to make. Absolutely. I just think it would be neat to do it once or twice, see if you like it. But when I do go out of town for my quilt retreats, when we go to the Lancaster area, we make sure that if anybody gets into Lancaster, they bring me back a butter, and then I haul it home. Time for me to start lurking, still cutting for Debbie's wedding quilt. I think I'm a bit off. Joyce, I get it. Oh, you bit off more than you can chew. No, no, no. Debbie won't leave you hanging. I'll be chatting while watching Donnell. Absolutely. Joyce, I haven't started mine yet. These are all doing the wedding ring quilt? God love you. It really is that simple, Donna. I believe it. I used to have a truck farm that grew produce, had cows, chickens, rabbits. We also had a cannery where we canned everything. That's awesome. Tracy, good morning. Oh, I love Becky. She is a wealth of knowledge. I love her. And I'm actively trying to get her to come on. Thanks for all the info and the ideas. Healthier foods. Yes. I think no matter what, we all like the idea of the processed foods. Fast, simple, easy. But you'll be surprised how you start to feel better within weeks of cutting that out of your diets. Thanks for all the info and the ideas for healthier food, not processed. You're welcome, and I'm sure everybody here will help you. Ruth Ann was raised Mennonite. Yes, and she was raised in my area, and now they live out of the area, but has an amazing farm. She has 5 kids, 3 still at home, and 2 daughters that are married and a new grandson. Got to make coffee for my daughter. Be right back. I used to do the jar butter thing when we were little and put them on the floor and let us roll the jars back and forth. We soon had butter and buttermilk. Donna, I forgot to ask if you got your log cabin pic I sent. I don't know. Joyce, I'm sorry. Joe did not tell me, so I don't know. When did you send it? Because he has not checked the email today. Yes, she has the 2 adopted boys. And they are darling. Well, there's 3, but my daughter is a food scientist. She said we actually have a decent diet because I cook from scratch, shop locally, buy meat from butcher, etc. My kids aren't allowed diet foods. I believe it. I just don't think it's healthy. I really don't think diet food, just because they slap a label on it and say diet, no. Everything's good for you in moderation. You 2 cops. What? I'll see you later. Okay, have a blessed day. Got it, day. I was like, whoops. I live an hour away from the store, so it's more convenient and cheaper to make food from scratch. That would force you to do it. Absolutely. Lana, my great-grandmother. Hold on. Grandmother put the cream from her cow's milk in a large pickle jar and put it under her feet in the rocking chair. She told me to rock and roll it under my feet. Wow, I never heard of that one, but whatever it takes to make it work. Yeah, back in the day, you never know. They come up with the best ideas. I call that intelligent. She was wise beyond her years. And it also kept you busy a hot minute. Got a couple more minutes, so I will go ahead and finish this flower up. And then you'll be able to see how beautiful these come. And then next week we'll do the sashing and lay this puppy together. I'll go a little bit over next week with building the quilt out. But as you can see, these patterns are easy. And I'm sure it will bless someone. Get this in. and just continue to do this for all 33. And this is the way you will build your flowers. And I think this is one of the funnest steps of it. The cutting out took a hot minute, but it was well worth it, and it was very, very relaxing. In the way her directions are, it tells you exactly how many cuts you're going to need to make a crust, and how to square it down really easy. And I can't say enough about this pattern. It was definitely a fun one to do. We are the best women. We can sew cloths, quilt, eat, and cook healthy. Yep. Lana, that's clever. They had to be clever. Housework was hard before all the modern appliances. Absolutely. The guys had it hard out in the field, plus going to their real jobs. I used to often say I would have loved to have lived back in the olden days, but out of all honesty, most of us here did. We either visited grandparents or we lived on farms. So, out of all honesty, at some point or another, we all had that in our childhood somewhere along the line. Buying meat from one butcher in the city is very expensive. Unfortunately, clean eating is not always conducive for someone on a strict budget. Oh, I get it. But when you watch Acre Homestead and things, Heather, I kid you not, she can show you how to stretch $1 until it squeals. And excuse me, guys. I know that's rude to sneeze. But yeah, you can take a chicken and roast a chicken, and then whatever's left, you pick it off, and you can make chicken noodle soup, and that'll last a couple days. So one chicken can do a lot. And then take the chicken and make bone broth, and then you can add vegetables to that. And I'm learning a lot. Thank you, guys. I tell you, it's really no fun with this. Heather, it's not here. Audie did a great offer on buying meat and vegetables to make it healthy and more affordable. That's cool. So I need you to come up off the table, honey, so I can square this one. I know, honey, but I have to finish. We'll be dropping you guys over to Donna in just a moment. Giving her a chance to go live and me a chance to finish up this block for you. Yeah, Joe said she's not live yet. So we've got this block, and like I said, I'll get Joe to come back down to the table. As you can see, this comes together so easy. It was 4 steps. You make the base, you make the ring, you make the leaf, and then you make the flower. So there's 4 steps to this one block. And then when I come together with you next Sunday, we will start the process. I can't say we'll finish it, but we'll start the process of getting this quilt assembled. And maybe if I get time this week, I'll start to get some of the blocks laid out in the order that I'm choosing them, and that'll take some time away as well. And yeah, these are all squared up nice. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. So, Teresa, the chicken fit videos are wild. Wait a minute, I missed something. My grandmother was born in 1898, and even in her later years, bought flour and sugar in bulk for the cupboard bins. She did everything the way she did growing up. Absolutely. Have you seen the video with the chicken feet? Which video? Which YouTuber? Let me do it that way. I've seen Ruth Anda where she puts even the chicken feet into her bone broth and then they strain it, but that's where most of the nutrition is, believe it or not. So I've never been hungry enough to eat chicken feet. Yeah, I'm not going to eat the chicken feet, but we don't get it here. But I wouldn't be opposed, honestly, to putting it in my broth because that's where a lot of the nutritional value is in the bones. You cook them with some onions and celery, and then you strain it all. And that gives you good bone broth. I wish we had that, Zaza. We do have some small markets, however, you need to again to communicate with the shop owner, Spanish mainly, but some speak a form of the Arabic language. Wow. Heather, I hate that for you. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and end today's live. I want to thank you guys for coming along and watching and seeing how beautiful this quilt is coming along. I look forward to getting it finished off in the building process and bringing you along for that journey. I'll continue to work on this next week. I'll see you back here tomorrow night for building some eagle blocks. And if you're one of the ones coming along today to sew with me, the Zoom link has been sent, and I'll see you guys long about noon. So you guys have a fabulous day. God bless, and go have fun over at Donna's. Bye-bye.